Good day to all of you. Myself, Dr. Arvind Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Dover College, Bikaner. Today we are going to discuss about the Fresnel zone problem for microwave propagation. In radio communications, a Fresnel zone is one of a theoretical infinite number of concentric ellipsoids which define volumes in the radiation pattern of a usually circular aperture. Fresnel zones result from diffraction by a circular aperture. As you already understand the diffraction problems in your UG classes, and you can easily understand by this figure, such kind of a figure of Fresnel zone we consider or understand in few minutes. The cross section of the first innermost Fresnel zone is circular. There are many number of Fresnel zones is possible like that. First, second, third. Inner is first, then second, third, fourth. Fresnel zones are possible. The cross section of first innermost Fresnel zone is circular. Subsequent Fresnel zones are annular, donut shaped in the cross section and concentric with the first. The Fresnel zone is named after the physicist Augustin Jean Fresnel. Okay, so if propagation of microwaves is there, then concentric ellipsoids from transmitting antenna and receiving antenna, and such kind of problem is known as Fresnel zone problem. Importance of Fresnel zones: suppose here is first line, here is second, that means transmitting antenna and receiving antenna, and this is Fresnel zone first order, n equal to 1, and d1 is distance from the center P, d1 and d2, and this is distance capital D, that is d1 plus d2. Microwaves and radio Fresnel zone is shown here. If unobstructed radio wave will travel in a straight line from the transmitter to the receiver, we know that the line of sight of microwaves, but if there are reflective surfaces, here we are seeing these are the reflective surfaces along the path, such as bodies of water or smooth terrain. The radio waves reflecting off those surfaces may arrive either out of phase or in phase with the signals that travel directly to the receiver. Okay, waves that reflect off of surfaces within an even Fresnel zone are out of phase with the direct path wave and reduce the power of the received signal. Point to be noted that waves that reflect off of surfaces with an even Fresnel zones are out of phase. For even Fresnel zones, they are out of phase with the direct path wave and reduce the power of the received signal. Waves that reflect off of surfaces with an odd Fresnel zone are in phase with the direct path wave and can enhance the power of the received signal. Okay, if there are even Fresnel zone, power is less, and if odd Fresnel zone, and power is enhanced. Sometimes this results in the counterintuitive finding that reducing the height of an antenna increases the signal to noise ratio. Fresnel provided a means to calculate where the zones are, where is given obstacle will cause mostly in phase or mostly out of phase reflections. in phase or out of phase reflections between the transmitter and the receiver. Obstacles in the first Fresnel zone. Obstacles in the first Fresnel zone will create signals with a path length phase shifts of 0 to 180 degree. In the second zone, they will be 180 to 360 degree out of phase. That means even numbered zones have the maximum phase cancelling effect. If even numbers of zones, maximum phase cancelling effect. And for odd numbered zones, may actually add to the signal power. Again, I explain, if even number zones, maximum phase cancelling effect, and if odd number zones, then add to the signal power. That is explained clearly here. To maximize receiver strength, one needs to minimize the effect of obstruction. If we want to increase the receiver strength, then obstruction effect, that means the obstacle effects should be minimized. Loss by removing obstacles from the radio frequency line of sight. If we remove the obstacles from the line of sight, or we increase the height of the transmitter or receiver antennas, then it could be minimized. The strongest signals are on the direct line between transmitter and receiver and always lie in the first Fresnel zone. The strongest signals are on the direct line between transmitter and receiver and always lie in the first Fresnel zone. Determining Fresnel zone clearance. Fresnel zone clearance, how we determine Fresnel zone clearance. It should be cleared from here, microwave and radio Fresnel zone figure. Here height is 5 meter, here is height is 5 meter, and distance is 3 kilometer and by the ground, and this distance is 5.7 meter. Okay. Here in second figure, we know we are seeing 7 meter, 700 meter, and this is 2.8 meter, and by road traffic, this is the height of 5 meter. Different situations are showing here. This is 20 meter height, 20 meter, and this is 15 meter by an obstacle, tree or anything else. 2.8 kilometer is direct distance and 7.8 meter is this distance. The concept of Fresnel zone clearance may be used to analyze interference by obstacles near the path of a radio wave or microwave. The concept of Fresnel zone clearance may be used analysis of interference, that means analyze interference by obstacles near the path of a radio wave. The first zone must be kept largely free from obstructions to avoid interfering with the radio reception. First zone must be kept largely free from obstructions. First zone should be free from obstructions to avoid interfering with the radio reception. However, some obstruction of the Fresnel zones can often be tolerated. As a rule of thumb, the maximum obstruction allowable is 40%. but the recommended obstruction is 20% or less. Again, it should be clear. Rule of thumb, maximum obstruction allowable is 40%, but recommended obstruction is 20% or less. For establishing Fresnel zones, first determine radio frequency line of sight, which is simple terms in a straight line between the transmitting and receiving antennas. Now the zone surrounding the radio frequency line of sight is said to be the Fresnel zone. This is a line of sight and this is the Fresnel zone surrounding line of sight. So this ellipsoidal shape is Fresnel zone, first order, second order, surrounding the RF line of sight. There is another way if a question is asked from you from section A. So in a smaller way, you can explain what is Fresnel zone in microwave radio link communication. Radio waves travels in a straight line unless something reflects them, but the energy of radio waves is not pencil thin. They spread out the farther they get from the radiating source, like ripples from a rock through into a pond. The area that the signal spreads out into is called the Fresnel zone. The area that the signal spreads out into is called Fresnel zone. Okay. Pronounced as Fresnel. If there is an obstacle in the Fresnel zone, part of the radio signal will be diffracted or bent away from the straight line path. The practical effect is that on a point-to-point radio link, this refraction will reduce the amount of RF energy. This refraction will reduce the amount of RF energy reaching the receiving antenna. The thickness or radius of Fresnel zone depends on the frequency of the signal. The higher the frequency, the smaller the Fresnel zone. The higher the frequency, the smaller the Fresnel zone. This is the again figure showing transmitting antenna, receiving antenna. This is total distance and this is Fresnel zone distance. These are obstacles. As distance increases, Fresnel zone gets fatter. As distance increases, Fresnel zone gets fatter. For long ranges, higher antennas are required for the Fresnel zone to clear obstacles. In point-to-point wireless communications, it is important for the line of sight between two wireless systems to be free from any obstruction. These obstructions may be terrain, vegetations, buildings, wind, farms, and a host of other obstructions. As any interference or obstruction in the LOS can result in loss of signal. If there are obstacles or obstructions in the line of sight, then there is decay of loss of signal. Loss of signal, decay. While installing a wireless communication system, it is important to keep an elliptical region between the transmit antenna and the receiving antenna free from any obstruction for the proper functioning of the system. That means this ellipsoidal shape, this region should be free from any obstacle or obstruction. This 3D elliptical region What is Fresnel zone? 3D elliptical region between the transmit antenna and the receive antenna is called the Fresnel zone. This 3D elliptical region between the transmit antenna and receive antenna is known as Fresnel zone. The size of the ellipse is determined by the frequency of operation and the distance between the two sides. Here, first order, second order and third order Fresnel zones are shown. This line is known as line of sight path. As we know, a straight line path. A straight line path is known as line of sight path. The Fresnel zone is made up of multiple zones. Zone 1 having the strongest signal. Why? Because the obstructions are free from zone 1 and following zones 1, 2 and 3 zone having weaker signals. The distance we are taking, this is known as Fresnel zone radius. D1, D2, and this distance is known as Fresnel zone radius. Based on the figure above, the Fresnel zone calculated using the following equation that you already derived in your chapter when you study in UG classes diffraction chapter. The formula is also from there. Tomorrow we clear this formula using the diffraction theme. Fresnel zone radius r equal to n d1 d2 lambda upon d1 plus d2, where n is Fresnel zone number should be greater than 0 and lambda is frequency. So Fresnel zone radius can be calculated by using the frequency. It may be microwave, it may be radio wave. According that, our radius of Fresnel zone can be calculated. So today we understand about the problem of Fresnel zone. What is Fresnel zone? Is nothing, 3D elliptical shape, and how radius of Fresnel zone can be determined and how it can be avoided if there are no obstructions or obstacles in the region of the Fresnel zone, that means the 3D elliptical shape. Okay, thanks to all of you.